Hello guys! Today I will be doing my first tech review, and this tech, as you have read from the title, it is the Rakk Limaya headset. Tulad ko na mahilig manood ng review, unahin na natin ang presyo nito. So ang price ni Rakk Limaya ay nasa 1,895 or 1,900 pesos as of May 9, 2023. Nabili ko siya sa Shopee pero meron sila sa Lazada. Ililink ko na lang yung shop na pwede nyong bilhan. Meron sa ECPC at TrackPH na shop sa Lazada or Shopee. So, yun nga, ililink ko na lang ulit yung both platforms para mapuntahan nyo at mabili nyo kung gusto nyo ito. Pero bago nyo bilhin, tingnan nga muna natin kung ano ba ang inyong i-expect sa headset na ito. So, this is my full review of the Rakk Limaya headset. Now, upon unboxing, makikita natin dito yung headset itself, the manual, the removable microphone that comes with a mic filter, the USB dongle for 2.4 GHz wireless connection, and two cables, one for the auxiliary connection and one for charging. The auxiliary connection is a 3.5mm jack on both ends, while the charging cable is a USB to Type-C variant. Nice job on making it a Type-C, so we only have to bring one cable to charge our devices, excluding iPhones. And now going back to the headset itself, we have our headset here that has 4 buttons on the side, and its functions are the mode to connect through Bluetooth or with the 2.4 GHz wireless connection. Next to it is up and down volume button and the play or pause button, which also acts as a power on and off button. You just have to hold the play or pause button for 3 seconds until the RGB light turns on. There will be a beep that you will hear indicating that it is on or off. Moving on, we have an audio jack, the microphone jack to where we insert the removable microphone, and the USB Type-C port to charge our headset. Talking about the microphone, you plug and twist it to secure that it won't fall off. Now to activate the microphone, all you have to do is to press the M or mode button once. You will hear a chime, and depending on the tune, you'll be able to identify if the mic is activated or not. I will be doing a microphone test later, so stay tuned. Now going on to the design, the headset is in the middle of being flashy and minimalistic. It has the RGB to indicate or explain that it is a gaming headset, but it isn't too bright or blinding. It is a nice and simple RGB layout for the headset as it goes around it. It also looks sleek due to the entirety of the design, sticking with just black and silverish accent. We can see that the logo here is white or silver like what I said, and on the connector to the band, it has a silver glossy finish that makes it look expensive. Now for the headband, it is made out of ABS and so are the ear cups. It feels a bit hollow for me, and it rattles when the plastic ear cups hits the connector of the headband. For the build quality, I would say that it feels a bit hollow due to the use of ABS, but its durability says otherwise. I haven't tested the durability of this headset fully, but from the twist that I did, it feels like it could break if I twist it hard enough. Though I don't think anyone would twist the headset fully. It stretches widely for bigger heads to fit in. If you have a bigger head, well obviously, the headset could expand so it would fit bigger sizes better. Now going on to the comfortability, the clamping force of the headset is a lot heavier in comparison to the Rakk Pro that I have, but it is just the right amount of clamping force when you wear it. For the Rakk Pro, clamping force is lighter by a bit, but that was due to the imbalance of the headset itself, as it is open on the bottom because the headset of the Scuffed Pro couldn't swivel in comparison to the Rakk Limaya. These are my first impressions, and I will tell you how it goes after I have used it for a while. But leaving that aside, the ear pads itself are very soft, Hopefully I don't have the same issue as the ones on my Rakk Pro, like I mentioned before. The Kusug Pro gets me fatigued after a few hours of gaming. One thing I noticed in comparison from the Limaya to the Kusug Pro is that the bottom part of the headset isn't open like the Kusug Pro's issue had. When I was wearing the Kusug Pro, it leaves an opening on the bottom of the headset, which was fixed on the Limaya, so props to that. They implemented swivels on the Limaya, in which case, for the Kusug Pro lacks. Onto the bottom of the headband, there is a soft foam for your head, which is a standard for Rakk's headset. Now, the fit test for me is that it moves only a bit when I shake my head. But rest assured that it stays throughout the entire shaking. Now for the battery of the Rakk Limaya, it took me an hour and 30 minutes or less to charge the battery from 0 to 100% with the old iPhone charger. I have tried plugging it into a super fast charging brick that the Samsung includes in their phones, but it doesn't seem to charge. So I am assuming that it doesn't take super fast charging, at least. Now the battery is packed with 1000 mAh of battery that can support your use of the headset for a long time when using the Bluetooth or the 2.4 GHz connection. But since this is the first time I'm using it, I have no information to how long it will last me. So I will be doing a follow-up update after a week of usage of the headset. So wait for me and I'll update the information of the usage of the headset down in the comments below. We all know that the Rakk Limaya headset is advertised as a tri-mode, which means that it can either be connected through via Bluetooth, connected through 2.4 GHz connection, or the dongle USB as some of us knows it by this name, or the typical auxiliary connection. We also know that it is a given fact that if you want the best quality sounding and little to no latency, you gotta use the auxiliary cable. If you're not gonna use it for those cases, then the 2.4 GHz connection and the Bluetooth mode is great for enjoying entertainment, doing simple activities such as meetings, and other stuff that you could think of.
Now, the microphone test. I can only test the 2.4 GHz connection, and for the Bluetooth, it doesn't seem to locate the microphone when it is in Bluetooth mode. For the wired mode, it doesn't seem to find it either. But I think that is due to the fact that the wire is only connected to the speaker's control and it isn't recognizing that it is a 2.1 or 2-in-1 input and output headset. And as I want to hassle myself in order to do a full review of this headset, the length of the cable is too short to connect to the back of my PC, let alone to the PC itself. So I have no other choice but to void the microphone test on the wired mode. But based on the other headset, the Rakk Prio review by After Reviews, you might as well wait and see for the review of After Reviews, or he has already made a review of the Rakk Limaya by the time I have posted this video. But that is all for the review of this microphone's headset.
Now finally, the sound quality. This is what we have been waiting for. Now I can't fully tell you if this is good or not because I only have 3 headsets with me, namely the Rakk Pro, the Rakk Limaya itself, and a Skull Candy Crush Wireless. We can identify the differences of the 3, but it seems unfair for the Kusug and the Limaya to go up against a well-known brand with very good quality such as the Skull Candy Crushers. So I shall be comparing it to the Rakk Pro instead to see the difference that the two models have. Starting it off, I'm using the Rakk Pro with a 7.1 surround sounds on while playing some deathmatch on Valorant. Here I can say that the quality of the Kusug is crystal clear and clean, let alone the 7.1 surround sound to identify where the enemies are based on their footsteps in game and the gunshots and skill sets that every agent have. So right now the Kusug Pro is the main standard in this comparison. Going up next is the Rakk Limaya. I noticed at first that it sounds hella muddy when playing games like these. I don't know if it enhances the muddiness whenever it is in a game. Though at first, I didn't seem to like it because it feels like there's too much deep sounds going in comparison to the Kusug Pros where it is crystal clear. But after a while, I started to appreciate the muddiness of the audio as it feels like I am deep within the game. Also, I am using it on wired mode to make sure it's an equal fight against each headset. After a while, I am really appreciating the sound quality of the Limaya. It still does the same thing as the Rakk Pro does, minus the 7.1 surround sound. But the Limaya still picks up where the enemy footsteps are and are still accurate to where they are positioned. The difference between the two is that if you like muddiness and richer bass, you gotta go for the Limaya. But the Rakk wins in the 7.1 surround sound advantage and the clearness of it. Though both headsets are good in terms of their sound quality, each one has its own features against each other. Now I have also tested it in 2.4 connectivity and Bluetooth mode. I gotta say, it took me some time to gather all the information in my head, but I have noticed some stuff. Obviously, the wired mode for the Lamaya is the most accurate one in terms of little to no latency. But let's say I have an issue with the cable. As we can see from before, I was struggling to put it on the back of the PC so the wires can't be seen when I run it under the table. But the issue is that it is very short. It is long enough for it to be connected in front of you, but for my situation, I would like it to be longer so it can be hidden under the table for clean looks on my setup. But since we have the 2.4 connectivity, its latency is little, like very little. For the people who don't go 100% on competitive games, the 2.4 GHz is very good. At first, it felt like there were no latency to begin with, but after a while I could notice it. But it is, again, very little. Only people who would focus on the timing of the sound would notice it. But this would be different for the Bluetooth mode. There you can hear the delay from when my character is shooting the recon and the shock dart to the sky until it hits the ground. I have tested this multiple times and I can say that there is a delay. But I am guessing that's the reason for the 2.4 GHz connectivity availability. So for my verdict in this sound quality, the comparison to my Kusog Pro is that it wins in audio quality. I'm warming up to the muddiness of the audio quality of it, but it isn't that disturbing. Perhaps I have been too accustomed to the Rakk Pro that I think being clear and clean is the only thing we should focus on, but that is not the case. With the Lamaya's sound quality, it is a lot richer and better in comparison than the Kusog Pro. The only downside that I'm going to be missing is the 7.1 surround sound. On the Kusog Pros, I can hear specifically and accurately where the gunshots and the explosions are. For the Limayas, the fact that it has a modular sound quality, it distributes it for the entirety of the headset. Hence, I couldn't locate where the explosion is accurately. But it isn't that bad. Like what I said, maybe I was just too accustomed to the Kusog Pros. Bottom line is, the Limaya headset is great and is worked due to that 2.4 GHz connectivity with less latency and no issues of being limited to your movement when you're standing up from your computer. So for my conclusion, the Limaya is a great headset. Coming from the design to its comfortability, it may feel a bit cheap due to the material that was used in creating the headset, but I wouldn't say it's that bad. The return of using ABS is that it's lightweight, which means I can use it longer when I'm wearing it and playing games and such. Alongside the amount of time without fatigue is its comfortability. Like what I said before, jumping from the Kusog Pros to the Limayas, there's already a huge difference in comfortability. And to add, the bottom part of the earpads or the ear cups itself engulfs my ears perfectly, so that's a win for me. It isn't noise cancelling, but there are less noise now compared to when I was using the Rakk Pro. Now the only downside that I had with the headset itself is the microphone itself. I don't think I would be able to use it unless I am in 2.4 GHz, which I surprisingly think that I would be using it compared to the wired mode or the Bluetooth mode. I cannot connect the auxiliary cable to the back of my PC due to the length of it. Let alone it only connects to the auxiliary port, which doesn't have the microphone embedded on it, so I might ditch the entire auxiliary cable from now on. Though there are a few solutions that I could think of right now. One, we can use a longer audio cable jack to connect it to the back of my PC, but that means I would have to use money to buy it. It is not an issue though, for me to use my money, but the fact that the headset is well below 2,000 pesos already, I was expecting a longer cable, to be honest. Two is the use of the splitter to where I can plug the original audio jack to the panel of my PC and have it as a microphone and headset connection. That way I'm able to have the least latency plus the headphones microphone. But it is fine by me if I'm only using it as headphones, since I do have a microphone right here. Though I wish I could have used the Limaya's microphone since I want to use it without having a microphone in front of my face the entire time. Another thing I have noticed is the use of the microphone's headset. The microphone's lock. I do not know if you would be able to see it, but it's not focusing. But you see the small like length there, the one where you lock it. It is beginning to break whenever I plug it in and pull it out. It is a bit flimsy, but knowing that it is small and short, it is surely gonna break over time. So if you do get one of these and you are using it for the microphone, I advise you to be extremely cautious when you're using it. Just make sure that you're not gonna break it. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this is my first impression review and the unboxing of the Rakk Limaya wireless gaming headset. I would be using this for the next week or so just to see if I have any updates on it. Would I be using this after this review? Well, yes, I bought the headset myself. That is well worth 2,000 pesos. Why wouldn't I use it? Hopefully they follow up software for the Rakk Limaya just as well as the one with the Rakk Pro, so I can change some stuff with it. And also if they would include like a specific color only, just like on their keyboards and their mice. But that is something to wish for. I hope you liked the review that I made for the Rakk Limaya wireless gaming headset. If this video helped you in identifying whether or not you should buy one, leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Do comment down below if you have any corrections regarding on my review. Again, this is my first review and I have been thinking about doing this for a while now, and the Rakk Limaya came, so I might as well make a review on it. Also subscribe and comment down below if you want to see more tech reviews, though I would have to buy it for myself, which would cost money. But if I get enough viewers over time, I could perhaps do more tech reviews that you guys are requesting me to do so. So hit up the subscribe button if you want to see more. So I guess that is all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed and I will be seeing you till the next time. Goodbye.